Arizona, and my mind is really spinning and focused on this topic. So I thought I would get some thoughts out now, and then I can come back to them later. I made a quick post on Facebook, mostly to see what responses I would get from my fellow stage hypnotists, and and it was about what I thought. Some interesting thoughts from non-stage hypnotists, but the crux of it is this. I've been in the college market for 20 years. I started in 2004. It's 2024 now. The majority of my entertainment career has been focused on performing in the college market. I've done a lot of shows, I've hypnotized a lot of people, and I've made a pretty good amount of money. And I am telling you, if you are thinking about getting into the college market, you should rethink it right now, because the college market is the most difficult to be a performer in, not just a hypnotist, a performer, an entertainer, that it's ever been. And it is particularly challenging for hypnotists right now, because if you're a comedian, you can come in and you can have low attendance and you just tell your jokes. If you're a musical act, if you're a poet, a spoken word artist, a lot of entertainers, you do your art because it comes from you. For hypnotists, if attendance is low, now you're getting less volunteers. You're putting less people on stage. You're putting out less product if you have less people. And I will tell you again, I don't mind being transparent about it because I know it's not just me. This spring semester, the highest attendance I have had at a show is 71 people. Last night I had about 45 people, and all of my other shows were down in the 20s. You cannot do a traditional stage hypnotism show with 20 people in the audience. You can switch to like a plan B, and you can go to live demo mode, which is what I've been doing. You can do almost like a street hypnosis approach, one-on-ones, change up the routine, right? But if you've built a show like I have, and you love doing that show like I do, then if you have a night where there's only 20 people, and I've even had some nights where you're talking like I had one night where there was 3. Like at showtime, there was 3 people in the room. So we pushed the showtime back, got it up to 10, and started 15 minutes late with 10, and then more stragglers came in, and we got it up to like 16. But this is not, that used to be a rare thing that would happen once in a while. It is happening on the regular now. And again, I'm talking with my peers, I'm talking with both my colleagues who are stage hypnotists, and I'm talking with my friends from back when I used to work in student affairs. I'm talking with my friends who still work in student affairs, and my connections, my clients that I've had for the better part of 20 years, these student activities advisors that work at these other institutions. I'm having those conversations, and they are clearly saying this is not like a one-off thing. This is a constant issue. Attendance has absolutely plummeted. During orientation, it's much better because the students at a lot of those events, they're sort of mandatory, or their energy is so high because it's the beginning of the new school year. The attendance at orientation is good. As soon as orientation is done, it drops off a cliff. And throughout the rest of the year, these programs, again, doesn't matter, hypnotists, comedians, bingo nights even, like the only stuff that is pulling really well are what we call make and takes. So the Build-A-Bears, things like that, where the students can come and they actually physically get something that they can bring with them. They'll come out to get free stuff, but they're not coming out for live entertainment. We can have lots of debate and discussion about that, and we probably should, and talk about how we might be able to reinvest young people in the concept of live entertainment and get them to rediscover the joy of live entertainment. But right now, the numbers are absolutely abysmal. And if we don't get it fixed pretty soon, I would think the bookings are going to start going down, because it's going to be, well, we've tried and tried and they're not coming. So why should we spend all the money to have you if no one's going to come? So there's some serious conversations that need to be had among the entertainers, in cooperation with our agents and in cooperation with the buyers. And we should probably start putting our heads together about how to fix this problem, because ultimately we get to be happy if we have a good audience, and the students get to be happy if they come out and enjoy entertainment. So we can create a win-win situation if we get everyone on the same page and start getting people really valuing these live entertainment events again. If we can't do that, it's the kind of thing, like, I love working with college students. They're my favorite. But I'm not having any fun when I'm showing up and there's 20 people there. I have some nice conversations, but I don't put on the show I'm used to putting on. I don't get the response that I'm used to getting, and I don't get the exchange of energy that I'm used to getting. So it may get to a point where it's more sensible to just pivot to another market, to start going after corporate gigs or something else. I don't know. I'd be tremendously sad if that's what I ended up doing, because again, as a former student affairs professional and a high school English teacher, I love that demographic. I love those young people, and I love the way that they're open to having cool experiences, and they have great energy. But they're just not coming out. When they do come out, they're great. They're very respectful. They're kind. They're cool, but there just aren't enough of them. There aren't enough. Like, it's, again, maybe the answer is to stop thinking traditionally and say, well, we have to overhaul how entertainment hypnotism works to just adapt to these smaller crowds. That might be something to talk about. But from the traditional perspective of, let's put 200 people in a room to 600 people in a room and have a killer show, it's just not happening. And again, for some people have already reached out and they're like, well, maybe you need to do something. I'm like, it's not me. I'm talking with all these people. It's all the hypnotists. It's the magicians, the mentalists, the comedians. It's everybody. This is a systemic cultural issue in this generation of college students. This isn't about the entertainers so much. Can we make some adjustments? Yes, we probably can. But it's going to be hard. So if you're a newer hypnotist and you're thinking about getting into the college market, you need to start having these conversations too. You need to be properly prepared for it. And you need to think about how you're going to help solve this problem. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time cracking into it and carving out a faithful client list. Luckily, I've been doing this for 20 years. So I have 20 years I have some clients who literally I've worked with for 20 years. And they're going to keep bringing me back and try to work through this with me. The newer clients, maybe not so much. It could get pretty tough. So, I don't know. Just thought I'd put that out there. Happy to keep the conversation going. Lots more talking to do about it. That's it, I guess.